You know, the streaming wars have gone completely feral when the plot twist isn't a new show. It's Larry Ellison walking into Hollywood like, fine, I'll pay for the ending. Because Paramount's hostile bid for Warner Brothers Discovery just got a massive upgrade. An irrevocable personal guarantee from Ellison worth $40.4 billion. Not investor confidence, not good vibes. That's the kind of money you throw on the table when you're tired of hearing, yeah, but do you have financing certainty? And here's the best part. The price didn't go up, still $30 a share. So basically Paramount said, same offer, but now it's backed by a billionaire spine. What's up, you critical nerds out there? Welcome back. And if you're new here, I'm the guy who watches Hollywood executives play Monopoly with your favorite franchises and then act surprised when the board flips. Quick favor, just, it's free, doesn't cost you anything. And if you haven't yet, please smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and ring that notification bell because this story has more twists than a modern Star Wars continuity. And drop a comment right now. Team Netflix or Team Paramount? Or are you like me, Team Leave HBO alone? All right, let's break down what changed today and why the WBD board is sweating and what this means for actual fans. So here's the updated situation, and yes, the trade's all lined up like Avengers on cue. Deadline reports Paramount amended its hostile offer for WBD and added an irrevocable personal guarantee from Larry Ellison to back the equity financing. Variety echoed the same core detail, $40.4 billion personally guaranteed as part of the financing support. The Hollywood Reporter adds the key strategic point, the offer stays at $30 per share, but this revision is meant to address the board's financing objections. And it wasn't just the guarantee. Paramount also extended the tender deadline, till January 21st, 2026, and raised the revenue termination breakup fee to $5.8 billion if regulators block it. So in plain English, and for you in the back, WBD's board basically said, we don't trust your funding. Paramount said, hey, that's cool. Here's Ellison's signature, irrevocable. You trust him now? And yes, geeks and gamers ran with the Hollywood is chaos angle, framing it as Ellison stepping in to help Paramount snatch Warner Brothers from Netflix. Well, isn't that what he's doing? Just saying. So here's the fork in the road. Paramount Skydance is saying, we'll buy all of WBD, lock, stock, and barrel. Not just the shiny stuff, the whole pile, studio, assets, streaming, IP library, and yes, the cable networks everyone pretends are still important. It's a tender offer aimed at the shareholders, aka, we'll go around the board if we have to. WBD's board favored the Netflix deal. They've been steering toward that deal as the cleaner preferred route, and the reporting consistently frames Netflix as taking the premium assets while WBD restructures around the network side. So the battle is basically Paramount. More cash value right now, take the whole company. And the WBD board is saying, Netflix is safer and more likely to close. And the average viewer is screaming into a pillow, great, so who cancels my shows first? This is the part where corporate language turns into pure theater. WBD's board already rejected Paramount's offer earlier. And the big theme across coverage is financing certainty and risk. And now Reuters and AP are both very clear. This Ellison guarantee is specifically aimed at addressing those board concerns about how the bid was backed. So Paramount's move today, or I should say yesterday, as I'm recording this video, is basically, you said the trust structure was revocable and therefore shaky. Fine. Ellison personally guarantees it. Now, does that mean the board flips and says, you know what, Paramount? You had me at irrevocable. Well, no, not automatically. But it does do something important. It changes the PR battlefield. Because if you're Paramount, the goal is to say, look, shareholders, we've improved certainty. We kept the cash price at $30 a share, and the board is still blocking it. That's how hostile bids work. You don't win by being polite. You win by making the other side look unreasonable. Meanwhile, Netflix is doing its own version of the same thing. Not with a billionaire signature, but with financing mechanics. AP reports Netflix has refinanced $15 billion of the bridge loan tied to the WBD transaction. Let me translate this for you. Netflix is telling the market, relax, this thing closes. So now it's an arms race of confidence. Paramount with Ellison guaranteeing $40.4 billion, and Netflix saying, we're already tightening the financing. And WBD is sitting there like, please, dear regulators, don't turn this into a 3-year legal saga. Now, let's be honest. Hollywood doesn't run on creativity anymore. It runs on, we'll just say, deal optics. The guarantee matters for 3 reasons. 1, it neutralizes the board's biggest talking point. If the board's loudest argument was uncertain financing, Paramount just responded with irrevocable personal $40.4 billion. It pressures shareholders. Now shareholders are staring at a $30 per share all-cash hostile bid versus the board's preferred path with Netflix. Even if the board doesn't budge, the shareholders might. It sets up the next escalation. If this still doesn't move the needle, the next move is obvious. Either Paramount tries to win via more shareholder pressure, or the price goes up. And no, I'm not predicting it. I'm just saying hostile bids don't end with everyone holding hands. Now, what does this mean for the fans? Well, here's your viewer translation. If Netflix wins the crown jewels, you're looking at HBO Warner Premium IP being routed through Netflix's distribution machine. Great for reach, terrifying for the algorithm to decide your fate. If Paramount somehow pulls off the full company buy, expect synergy, layoffs, brand consolidation, and a giant internal knife fight over which labels survive. Either way, fans don't get a seat at the table. We just get to watch billionaires fight over who gets custody of Batman. And Geeks and Gamers is basically capturing that energy. This isn't art. It's corporate warfare dressed up as entertainment news. They're not wrong. So that's the update. Paramount didn't raise the offer. It raised the confidence. Larry Ellison just dropped $40.4 billion in guarantees. The deadline moves to January 21st, 2026, and the breakup fee climbs to $5.8 billion. Now you tell me, does WBD end up in Netflix's orbit? Or does Paramount pull off the corporate jump scare of the decade? Comment your prediction down below, like, subscribe, and I'll see you next time, because Hollywood doesn't make movies anymore. It makes mergers.